Hello everyone, I hope you're doing well. Today we will focus on the brand concept in sport, recreation, and event. I will introduce and provide an overview of a brand in the sport, recreation, and event industries, and some relevant concepts and theories related to the brand. I will also explain how consumer perception of a brand are created and how they can be leveraged in the practical setting. Let's start with the definition of a brand. According to the American Marketing Association, a brand is defined as a name, terms, sign, symbol, or design, or a combination of them intended to identify the goods and services of one seller or groups of sellers and differentiate them from those of competition. Brands are at the heart of an organization's marketing strategy. After all, I would say that brands are what people and businesses buy. Brands connect organizations with consumers and other stakeholders. The importance of brands brings out the need to view them as an asset that should be managed to contribute to an organization's growth. At the same time, marketers should remember that the value of brands resides in the minds of consumers, meaning that they serve as caretakers of the brands they own. In other words, while ownership of brand-related assets such as name, logo, and slogans are held by an organization, the meaning of a brand and its perceived value are controlled largely outside an organization by customers and others. As you read from the readings, a brand has multiple concepts. It serves multiple functions for its owner and for people who come in contact with the brand. Four roles of brands are generally considered an identity, an image, a promise, and a relationship. The most fundamental role of a brand is that it serves to communicate identity. Brand name, logo, colors, and even package design are tangible identity elements. In team sports, identity elements such as name, logo, and mascot are valuable for creating an association with the product. While brand identity is made up of assets owned by a business that communicates with consumers and other stakeholders, brand image is the associations those same audiences have of a company or product. And the brand image is made up of several associations or thoughts people have about an object or person. While the identity and image roles of brands are instrumental in attracting people to a brand, it is critical to set and meet the expectations of consumers. In other words, brands represent promises to their users by satisfying their needs and expectations. Finally, a brand serves as a relationship facilitator with consumers and other stakeholders. For many people, brands are more than names or products, meaning that they become trusted sources that add value to people's lives in some way. More importantly, when a brand achieves such a state with someone, consumer brand loyalty is more likely to be exhibited. In the sport, recreation, and event industries, brands can be generally divided into 8 categories: sporting goods, businesses such as Nike and Under Armour, sport events like Olympics and college football playoffs, fitness clubs such as Planet Fitness and LA Fitness, retail outlets such as Nike Store or NBA Store, sport teams like Cowboys and Rangers, athletes such as LeBron James and Serena Williams, sport media like ESPN, and sport leagues and associations such as NCAA and IOC. While sport brands are generally categorized into 8 types, each brand should have its own specific attributes that help to differentiate it from competitors while also satisfying consumers' needs. These differences can be based on 4 attributes: rational, tangible, symbolic, and emotional. For instance, Nike and Adidas are the top 2 sporting goods businesses in the globe. Please think about Nike and Adidas shoes. Depending on your previous exposure and experience, you may differentiate the two brands based on regionality, tangibility, symbol, and emotion. In other words, you may prefer Nike shoes over Adidas shoes because you think Nike shoes use better technology and better materials than Adidas. You may also think the logo, design, and even image of Nike are better than Adidas, or maybe vice versa. Brand equity generally refers to a value premium that a company generates from a product with a recognizable name when compared to a generic equivalent. To better understand how the value of a brand develops in the minds of consumers, Keller, 1993, developed the customer-based brand equity framework. He defined brand equity as marketing effect uniquely attributable to the brand when different outcomes result for a product or service because of its brand name as compared to if the same products or service did not have that name. He further described customer-based brand equity as a differential effect of brand knowledge on consumer response to the marketing of the brand. Many factors influence the strength of a particular product or brand, particularly consumer perception, which includes both knowledge and experience with a brand and its products, build brand equity. For marketers to successfully launch a new product, they should understand how consumers' knowledge and perceptions of a brand are formulated. Here is a graphical representation of dimensions of brand knowledge, or how consumers' knowledge of a brand can be developed. Brand knowledge is described in terms of brand awareness and brand image and is conceptualized according to the characteristics and relationships of three types of brand associations. Brand awareness can simply be considered consumers' ability to identify a brand over others, and brand image is perceptions about a brand as reflected by the brand associations held in consumer memory. Particularly, the favorability, strengths, and uniqueness of the brand associations play a critical role in determining consumer perceived brand image. Three types of brand associations, attribute, benefits, and attitude, also serve as key determinants of consumers' perceived brand image. Let's look at three types of brand associations in more detail.